Greetings, my name is Sumitiper and welcome to ACERVO Season 3, Episode 2, The Pain of Forgetting. Tasks and activities are often relegated to specific situations and places. While it is possible to bend around these limitations, it is better to approach doing something in a time and place in which you shouldn't do it with extreme care, considering all possibilities and potential errors that might arise in improper conditions, because doing something wrongly will lead to many undesirable mistakes. Attempting to file your taxes while on a bus ride will not be wise. The constant shakiness, the noise, and the high risk of errors will serve to discourage most people from pursuing that task in that location. Although to a stressed out, sleep-deprived, and anxiety-ridden laborer, the bus might just be a place in which they do stuff most ideally done at home in a work desk. Time just doesn't cooperate with busy people. There are too many things that need to be done: housework, job, family and friends, legal obligations. All of these things barely leave an inch of time for leisure, let alone proper rest. When the amount of tasks is so large, forgetting some things in between is inevitable. The brain simply cannot handle it. A mind is full, so full that overflowing obligations get lost and relegated to obscurity. I forgot to turn the lights off. I can't remember where I left my keys. These are not at all uncommon, and that's a bit of a problem. So many people are burned out, so many people have a seemingly endless number of tasks that need to be achieved in a single day. What is it that we are supposed to do? We might just end up forgetting ourselves in our day-to-day. It's too much. It's too much. Our minds scream in vain, hoping that everything will stop, but it doesn't. All that work ever does is accumulate until infinity, never being able to be fully concluded. We cannot help it. The moment a single thing has been done, it feels like countless more have been added to your brain's to-do list. Our minds can only do so much. They aren't the house to superpowers or infinite capacity. To forget is human. To forget is inevitable, no matter how much we hate it or try to prevent it. Hold on, though. Keep the infighting urges at bay and breathe in, breathe out. You must know that forgetting is something that can happen at any time to anyone, no matter how painful or painless. Calming yourself is vital if everything is going to work. Calming will ensure that the pain is less painful when you inevitably forget. Notice now an object in the distance. A work desk lies empty, and sitting in it will make you remember what you need to do? Maybe. The only way to know is to actually sit on it. While sat, still nothing. Incredibly annoying nothing. The objects in the environment might help. A pen, a pencil, eraser, and still nothing. Paper. That is bound to have the much desired answers. Reaching for the paper reveals that, unfortunately, it lies blank. Void nothingness filling the paper to the brim with potential things to write or create with this paper. Though, hold on, writing on the paper was out of the question. The objective is to know what needs to be done, and this miserly piece of paper does nothing. It is nothing. It is a story, it is the potential, it is the things that have been on this paper in alternative timelines and other instances. Sidetracking again, leave the paper alone. In the end of the day, it's just a blank piece of paper. What else is there to be analyzed in the vain hope of finding a purpose? The crevices and defects litter the table, leaving almost no space untouched. The designated writing area has cuts, ink, and eraser shavings. Something has been recently written in here. It's a fact. Or wait, is it a fact? A worn work table has obviously had its history and its own story to tell. It may even have already had its time and now lies abandoned. Actually, when considering the fact that the paper is blank, there probably hasn't been something or someone who has just finished writing. Or what? Maybe they wanted to write enough but didn't manage to fill the number of pages? But that's incredibly unlikely. A single blank page? Really? Why didn't they take it with them? How long has it been here? There is though a possibility that this table always had this piece of paper even in its genesis. Probably not. Scrap that. Most certainly not. Considering that, in the grand scheme of things, more unlikely instances and coincidences have occurred, there is something new to propose. Maybe the paper just flew and landed in the table. If that's the case, then why is the table and its objects different? Why is there an eraser here if there is a pen? Erasers don't work on pens. On a pencil, yes, but on a pen, no. What is even happening? What is the reason for this mad obsession with a simple, meaningless work table? Why would anyone try to find meaning in the meaningless when the meaningful seldom gets examined? What's the use of any of this if we are all simply a blip in the universe? This situation is a pebble in a shoe, a time waster in a full day. It is better to be left alone to its own devices. An instance of time cannot be helped, after all. Alas, there are many important and downright urgent things to be done. Continuing with the day is vital, and all other little insignificant things will wander the giant confines of a mind at full capacity. They shall then be forgotten and perish as ever thought ever had will. I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been Sumitiper, and thank you so much for watching.